Hey, are you keen to level up your TinaCMS content structures? I'm Isaac. I'm going to go over 2 ways you can share content around your website using what we call reference files. So to start us off, you can think of CMS structure as you've got your website page and content file and a one-to-one mapping between them. If you've worked with data, you might see where this is going. We're going to run into a lot of repeated data. So with an example of a company blog, you might find that you're putting in an author field, an author name, an author image every single time you create a blog, and it's really repeating a lot of data. It's inconsistent. There's a whole bunch of problems there. So you can actually extract that out into its own file and reference it in the blog through the TinaCMS reference field. So that will look something like this, where you've got your 2 separate blogs, one author file, and then they can both reference that same author file. You've only had to put it in once, and it's always consistent. From the code side, we can set this up in our TinaConfig file. You can see here our configuration has some keys for a schema and a collection. So the schema is going to be your entire content structure, with collections being those individual document types. Under collections, you can see we have posts and also authors. Authors, we want to link to posts. Going over to the posts collection, we have created this field that we've set to type reference and the collection to author. So the collection takes an array. You can reference multiple different collections from the one field, but today we're just going to go for author. And in the author collection, all we need to do is set our name to that same string that we had in the post collection, and then those two will be linked up. How does it look live? Well, you can see that same field here, the author field, and it's currently set to Pedro. If I open this dropdown, I can see the different author documents we have and select one of those instead. So I'm going to go with Lombard. So now you may be thinking, we've removed these fields from the main document. How am I going to edit this author now? Well, there's 2 easy ways to go about it. The first is clicking this edit button here. It takes you straight to the document to make changes. Or even better, use Tina's click to edit features. I'll leave a link on how you can set those up in the description, to just click on one of the elements of your page. So I'm going to click this Lombard name, and then I can go and make changes. So that's pretty cool. The second scenario is for entire documents that you want shared around your site. So that would be things such as headers and footers that you need to share that code around, but your editor still really wants to edit it. Well, what we can do here, it's pretty simple, is just wire things in as you would usually, and then the amazing Tina editor will just pick up all these different documents and let the user swap between them. So that's the second case here. With shared documents. Also to note on this, you can configure something as a global document, which means there'll only ever be one instance of that file. And that's perfect for something like a header or a footer, which is going to be the most common use case here. What you're going to want to do is fetch your data as you would normally. So that's through the Tina generated client or with another strategy. You can see here, I've used the generated client to fetch a post. In the layout, I'm going to use the generated client to fetch a header and footer. And then all I have to do with those is in our client side page, pass it through the use Tina hook, and then it will be available for the visual editor. So that is a React specific convention. There are other strategies for different frameworks. Reach out on Discord and we'll let you know how you can get this working for your system. So now your editors can update the header and footer from the CMS. No more duplicating it or asking a developer to make the change. What's the editing experience like? Well, you can see our example site here and a header, but it doesn't have any click to edit enabled. So click to edit does work with these files, but as an example, I'm going to show you how you can find any file a different way. So you can see we can't edit it through there, but you may notice this reference files banner above the save and reset buttons. So I'm actually going to click on that. That gives me a list of every file pulled in to create the page, and I can just click on the one that I need to edit. So this is organized the same as your content structure. So you can see we have our blog post, we have our header, we have our footer. So I'm going to click on the header, and here I can see the document, and I can just make some changes. So I'm going to add a little home emoji there. Nice. As an aside, the reference files menu can also show you the documents from reference fields. All you need to do is click this show all references button, and then you'll get every document coming in to create your page, including those reference fields. All right, so that's it from me. If you want any help improving your TinaCMS data structures, please reach out on Discord. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.